One of the national TV stations here, TV3, recently aired a program and they titled it Exposed Ireland's Secret Cults. And in this program they highlighted three particular organizations, amongst with Scientology, that were taking advantage of the gullibility of some of the people here in Ireland. One of the cults that was mentioned was a cult by the name of the House of Prayer. And it is pretty obvious, looking at the footage that they shot and the information that they made available through this program, that the leader of this cult is certainly creaming off an awful lot of money off the backs of the gullibility of the people that are falling for her nonsense. That goes without saying, and from that perspective I thought it was a good documentary and I enjoyed it. What I didn't like so much was the insinuation that went on in this program. This is not the first time, by the way, that TV3 is guilty, in my opinion, of allowing insinuating nonsense to be aired in its documentaries. On a previous occasion I took umbrage against the fact that one of the people that was being interviewed could say, without being challenged in any way whatsoever, that secularization was responsible for pretty much all the evils in society as she perceived it. And this is a similar sort of thing that happened here. Now, first of all, let me show you a small clip of the thing that I'm taking exception to.
Mike Gard is a so-called cult expert who runs the Dialogue Ireland website. Among ex-members, there's a growing anger with Cardinal Sean Brady, who's the head of the Catholic Church in Ireland. A group of them met him in 2008, but say he's failed to deal with Father McGinnity despite calling him in for talks. We wrote to the Cardinal looking for an interview. His office replied, turning down our request and saying that Father McGinnity has assured Cardinal Brady he has nothing to do with fundraising for the House of Prayer. But Mike Gard thinks there's another reason why the Cardinal won't act further.
Next year, the Irish hierarchy is hoping to re-energise the Catholic Church by having a Eucharistic Congress in Dublin. And they are planning and they're hoping that possibly Pope Benedict might in fact come here. So there's no way that he's going to deal with this issue. This is a minor issue in his global plans.
Now, don't get me wrong. It is possible that there is a certain level of truth in what is being said here. I am happy to accept that there may be some nefarious reasons behind, and maybe not, I don't know. But it is certainly kind of leaves you wondering why the Cardinal specifically is not at all doing anything about this. But on the other hand, of course, you do have to realize, what could he possibly do? He cannot stop this cult from doing its thing. All he could do is make a statement in which he distances himself from what this cult is doing. And that, I suppose, is not an unreasonable thing to ask for. In actual fact, it reminds me of something that I'm doing myself. I have been trying to contact the Catholic hierarchy in New York, in the diocese of Syracuse, because they are sitting silently by why one of their parishioners, a certain William Tapley, is spouting all sorts of nonsense on his channel. And again, they are in no position to do anything about this because it's a free country. And the same thing goes here. People are free to express their opinions, express their religiosity, to celebrate their religious beliefs, and so on and so forth. However, again, I would ask for that organization to distance itself through a public statement from what William Tapley is doing, especially because William Tapley is in between his videos of eschatological nonsense, posting videos of homilies given by one of the local parish priests, Father Sean, whatever his name was, I forget now, I'll look it up. Anyway, Sean O'Brien, I think. Anyway, it's a similar sort of situation. Why aren't they distancing themselves from this man's utterances, especially if he then goes and starts claiming that one of the Roman Catholic cardinals at the moment might be the Antichrist, and that sort of crap. Certainly anybody in the Catholic hierarchy, I would expect, would want to distance themselves from this nonsense. They can't stop it, but they certainly can say something like, this man is not acting with our blessing, and he is certainly not posting his video material of Father Sean O'Brien with our blessing. They can't stop it, but they can say, we don't want anything to do with this. And the same thing would go for the cardinal and this particular cult. So what have I got a problem with here? What I have a problem with here is this insinuation that was being made in that clip. In the clip, the person being interviewed talks about the Eucharistic Congress that's going to take place here in Ireland. And by doing this, he is making a subliminal connection. He is somehow associating the Eucharistic Congress and its organizers with what this cult is doing. And that is patently absurd. That is nonsensical. And I can say so categorically because a number of people in my immediate circle of friends and family are in fact engaged with this Congress, with the organization of this Congress. My wife is engaged with it, and the director, the person who is organizing the event, is a personal friend of ours. And the suggestion that any of these people could be in any way, however indirectly, implicated in any sort of hushing up or whitewash or anything else regarding that particular cult is too absurd for words. And I don't think it was at all reasonable or acceptable for this man to make that particular association at that particular time. It had nothing whatsoever to do with the activities of this cult, and I think personally that it shouldn't have been mentioned. There you go.